Welcome back to the beautiful gamepad here on the Lithium Project channel. This is J.League Dynamite Soccer 64 for the N64, a Japanese exclusive that comes to us by way of AMAX, not JMax. My knowledge of the J Soccer is quite limited. I know Gary Lineker played there once, and see, now this is the thing, right, with this era of like PlayStation and the N64, is we're in that, you know, embryonic stage of 3D graphics, and so you're never quite sure what you're gonna get. Whether you're gonna get something that looks like an Actua Soccer, or something that looks like this. I know, like, the early International Superstar Soccer games kind of invoke a spirit like this, and it's kind of, obviously this wouldn't run on like the SNES, but it invokes enough of that era that this is kind of like Shovel Knight before Shovel Knight, I guess is the best way I can describe it. And that's really interesting, and I am looking forward to playing this, so we're going to jump straight into it. Obviously this is Japanese, so my ability to navigate around the menus is kind of limited. So hopefully we can kind of dive in. You look like Inter Milan, you look like Juve, we'll go with you, fuck it, why not? Again, my knowledge, unfortunately, of J.League soccer is just non-existent, basically. I watched a little bit, actually, over the pandemic, when I was, like, really bored in the mornings during work. And it was during a time when I was just placing, like, small bets here and there. Really, like, insubstantial amounts of change doing bet builders. On, like, J.League and Australian soccer, because it was just, I don't know, a way to pass the time in the morning. So there was a little while where I was watching, yeah, like, football from that part of the world, but that was a couple of years ago now. Let's just, yeah, let's just roll into it. Alright, I like that they have the player profile pictures. That's cool. Now, the fun thing we're going to have is trying to remember what my RetroArch controller setup is for an Xbox pad. He's just fucking trying to hoof the player. Tremendous. Alright. Because I'm guessing, like, one of the C buttons is probably going to do something that's actually kind of important. I would kind of hope that it would have been a side profile. I know it did on the, like, demo preview, so there must be a way. Must be a way to get that up. The animations are really fluid. I actually feel like the presentation overall is, like, pretty rock solid. Alright, let's try. Whoa, 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 lad, what are we doing? What are we doing? We having a howler? Yeah, I mean, I was asking for that. But, like, how do we run? I presume all football games have some sort of running button. Even though I'm sure there's plenty that don't. We have a hoof button. We have a, I'm guessing it's a pass. I think that's B. Oh my god, we have a body check. What the? Okay. That's good to know. Wait, so it takes you to the settings menu or the formation menu after a yellow card, I guess? Okay, that's pretty cool. That's... That was a foul. That was a foul on my own player. There's no... It seems like there's no pressure for like charging up shots or passing or whatnot. Okay, that's a lob. Ooh, yeah. Really difficult to like get any actual amount of power into like trying to get the ball forward. I wonder if this kind of falls into the category, kind of like what Libero Grande did in the last episode, where there's actually like a layer of depth and complexity to the mechanics, and it requires a couple of matches to like figure it out. But I do have the how we shoot. Fuck. We have the issue that because this is not in English, it's going to make it a little bit more tricky to figure that stuff out. With that said, I'm sure there's a GameFAQs profile for this game. Fuck! Okay, that can't be shoot. But then A definitely felt like a lob as well. I love there's a body check button. Maybe that's meant to be shoot. I mean, it would probably make more sense for A to be shoot. I'm going to try and see if I can... I will try and get into the settings and see if we can find a way to change the camera, because that's like the one sticking point. Because if the preview was showing a side profile, then it must be possible. And that's the one thing, because I never enjoy, unless you're doing like Be a Pro Libero Grande style gameplay, I'm never big on this particular viewpoint. Like, maybe I can see how in some way there is a tactical benefit to doing it that way, because you know, technically you can kind of see down the pitch, but I'm just so ingrained to playing football games with that side profile. No, well, that's absolutely not shooting as well. So what the fuck is the shot button? Can I just pass it into the goal? Sure. When all else fails, huh? I'll just run it into the goal. There you go. I like the willingness of everyone to want to try and Pele you. There's this kind of like momentum, like when you start and you get the ball to start with. It doesn't. You don't immediately go from like 0 to 0. There's like a little bit of build up. And it feels really unique. Because in, you know, other games you're either running at like half speed or you're holding down the run button and running. Where this doesn't have that, or I'm guessing it doesn't have that. Maybe there is a run button and I don't know it yet. Alright, never seen that in a football game before. I'm into this. I really want to. I don't think it's possible to like get out of the game, which is a bit frustrating. No, okay. That's fine. We'll do another match after this, because there's enough going on gameplay wise that, you know, like if I'm playing fucking FIFA for the Game Boy, I kind of feel like one match and you've got all you're going to get out of that. But this has got a little bit more sauce to it. But The biggest problem is I don't know how to shoot. And it's got good atmosphere, like the crowd sounds are... I don't know if they're dynamic, but there's ambience to it, and it's more than just like a single static or a single noise. Get away from me. Get away from me. I feel like the AI is quite thick, or that the AI is very easy to break if you know what you're doing, or at least just get around it in ways that probably weren't intended. Yeah. You can probably, like, body check from... Oh, shit, Rick. Well, you know, I was kind of asking for it. Like, because it's hard to tell sometimes with some of the older games whether there's, like, a dedicated shot button, or if there's a button that does, like, a couple of different kicks and it contextualizes based on your position on the pitch. Which I can kind of see how that makes sense, maybe if you've got less buttons to work with and you're trying to compact everything as much as you can into, like, a single button. But it does mean that you're more subject to doing a type of shot that you weren't wanting to do. You know? Or maybe I'm just holding down, because I know I've been holding down when I've been trying to shoot, with the intention of, like, trying to get power into the shot. So maybe if I just tap it. We have options. But I have to get the ball back and get it back down the other side of the pitch. Alright, fucking ticky-taka nonsense here. Is that another red? Alright. Oh, top bins. Man. Can't really argue with that. Oh, you can, like, get, like, little flick-ons. That's pretty cool. But it's the same button that's assigned to the slide tackle, so I feel like I'm more likely to just, like, wipe out a player more than anything else. Man, I just cannot get the ball. Alright, that answers that question. There are offsides. And we got replays. I don't need two players around me, but sure, whatever. Alright, we're going to do a little tap. I was going to do a little tap. Fuck. Trying to play the high line here, trying to get them offside. All that. No, it's just... No, that was a tap. What the fuck is the shot button in this fucking game? I've got, like... I feel like I've got a good grasp on everything else other than the most important thing. And up C does something. Is up C? Up C is like a direct pass to someone. Okay. Interesting. So there's two pass buttons, and one of them is more based on like one just kind of passes wherever you hit it, and then the other is that the shot button? Is it left C? Of course it would be left C. Why would it be anything else? You got to be very tactical with the body checking, understandably so. I feel like if you do it head on with them, the ref has no issue. But the AI is kind of thick. That's probably the biggest thing you realize after you played for a few minutes. Obviously, the controls are a problem, trying to just grasp them all, but once you play for a few minutes, you really clock on the AI. It's kind of thick. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we got it. I'd say the keeper should have had that. Oh, there's a lot to chew on with that one. But okay, let's try and oh man. Alright, that's how to save. I don't know. I'm guessing that's the match time, right? Sorry, Scarface? What the fuck does that say? Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Okay. Oh, I got it. Did I get it? I got it. Yes. God, I'm good. And we got 3 minutes, so it's enough time to like get a vibe check from this angle, but not too long though. We have to do a whole like 10-minute match again. Man, couldn't have worked out any better. And now we also have a full grasp on the controls. So really at this point losing is... I got nothing I can blame other than myself at this point. Maybe he doesn't still have a grasp on what the shot button is? Or maybe I just have to shoot head on. Who knows? I really like this game though. What I like about it is that it feels completely different to any other football game that I've played up till this point. It really has its own character. It has its own kind of unique control scheme, which is good and bad, because obviously it's bad that I'm so ingrained to a particular control scheme that anything else takes me a while to figure out. But it's not like that unintuitive. I really like the presentation. I think this game looks great. And you know, visually holds up so much better than games that would come for like the next couple of years that were just trying to do, you know, the 3D graphics thing by that point. I like that it gives you, it takes you straight to the settings menu after a foul. Yeah, no, this is super neat. But I can also see how, like, because it's not. It's obviously it's not like chibi, but it's got like these short, stocky type players. And I feel by well, this is. I think this is 97. And obviously the N64 kind of and then Nintendo exist in their own world. But you think about like where video games and where the PlayStation was in 97. I don't know if that would have translated over so well. And also, you know, I've never heard of this studio at all. So I don't feel like this was particularly big outside of Japan. So like I don't know how many other studios would have seen. Man, I'm getting pasted here. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. It's hard to tell whether the side view is my problem here, or like if just this team is just much better than me. Because again, I don't know my J.League. But they do feel quicker. But I like the way just the hoofing that your players try to do to get the ball. Wow. Outrageous. Outrageous. Not even a yellow. I feel like it's pretty much automatic. If you body check from behind, you're going to get a yellow at minimum. And probably the same. Yeah. Alright, let's see. A yellow? Yeah, alright. Was that the same player, maybe? No, it wasn't. That was just a straight red. Okay. They ball in the groin. It's so simple, but it works on so many levels. Oh my god. It's really brutal. Sometimes when I was younger, if I was playing a game and I was losing, I would just, you know, try and get as many players sent off and lose by forfeit. I'm sure we've all had that phase. Give me the fucking ball. Yeah, we'll leave that there. As I'm getting absolutely destroyed. Okay, J.League Dynamite Soccer 64. 1997, N64, AMAX. I think that's a pretty interesting game. There's a lot that I like about that. And I think it's the kind of thing that I've spent a bit more time with it. And obviously, if there was an English patch or whatnot, again, there's probably a game fact for it. There's probably a lot of fun to be had with that, actually. Yeah. And I think the same also, like, I feel like it's one of those games that two-player wise would be quite a lot of fun. I mean, most football games are fun two-player wise, but this one in particular, I think would work. Just because of the nature and the mechanics and the hoofing and the body checking and whatnot. So, where do we go? Where do we go? I feel pretty comfortable that I could throw this straight into the top 10. I feel like I've got World Championship Soccer higher than I probably really should have. I feel like there's a fair element of nostalgia to that, because that game's pretty frustrating. So I can see it going above that. Strikers is a weird one to try and compare any game against, just because of the nature of what that game is. And I think the thing that holds Strikers back is that actually, like, gameplay-wise, it's actually kind of hollow. It has a lot of spectacle to it. But it wasn't really until the last one they did for the Switch where it kind of felt that they'd found like the extra kind of level of depth to it. Although I haven't spent too much time with the Wii one, so I'll have to get to that at some point. But I think I'd put this above that. Would I go above Libero Grande? And again, it's just they're so like different. Maybe, because again, the thing with Libero Grande that holds it back is just that the camera makes it so goddamn frustrating to like feel like you've got full control. And you know, this isn't perfect by any means, but I think that's going to be the thing that constantly, when I come to like balancing games or comparing games, that's the thing that's always going to struggle for me. And like the things that are the issue with this, one of the big things is just it's the language barrier, and I want to be as lenient as I can with that. You know, I didn't figure out how to shoot, but I'm sure I could do that. There's not much I can do about the camera in Libero Grande, so I think I'll go above you. But then I feel like FIFA Street would be a bit too extreme, because like FIFA Street is just more fun. Like, you know, like what is more fun to play in, and FIFA Street would be more fun. So I think that's a good spot to put you. All right, number 5. There we go. We got 2 more games to do, and then we've done 30 of these, and I feel like we've got a really good mix of games here, both in terms of like style, controls, visuals, and systems. That's the big thing. I didn't want to do like 20 of these and just do all like the PlayStation games, because Lord knows, you know, by the time that this is more packed out, there's going to be a lot more PlayStation games than anything else. So I do like that we've got a solid mixed bag here to work against. So yeah, that is where we are right now. Our top 5 is number 5 J.League Dynamite Soccer 64, number 4 FIFA Street, number 3 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa for the PSP. Which that one I feel like if I go back, maybe I don't know, because there's going to probably be a bunch of like the FIFA games that are all just solid, but that was like really the first proper FIFA game on here. Virtua Striker, and then Winning 11 Pro Evo Soccer 2007, also PES 6. So there, that's it for now. Cool. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm glad that I'm back into like a rhythm of these. I think that looking at the analytics, funnily enough, if I post videos, there are like some videos that will actually get watched, so maybe I should keep this up. So yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again for another installment of The Beautiful Gamepad. Cheers.